Fear is just an illusion, as my mentor used to tell me. Back when I was 19, I had a severe stutter. I couldn't even pronounce my name. I couldn't introduce myself. I couldn't go for interviews. I couldn't approach women because I couldn't basically introduce myself or speak. I would stumble on every word, and it completely and utterly paralyzed me. I wasn't able to conduct myself in the way that I wanted to. I couldn't express myself in an authentic manner, and I felt like I was in solitary confinement, but mentally. I was trapped by the mental prison that I had basically formulated for myself, and it's a horrible place to be in. But the reality is I was living in fear. I let that control me. I let that dictate me. I let past bad experiences dictate my future. And that's the worst possible thing you can do. I always say to people, don't live in fear. It's such a self-explanatory, easy expression. You know, everyone knows that. Don't live in fear. You have one life. We're all going to die one day. But most people live in fear because what's essentially happened is they've had traumatic experiences where they've had messy divorces. You've been with your girlfriend for 4 years. She's cheated on you. And now you head into the dating market and you're going on dates and you're looking to get back into the long-term relationship. But now you have an element of resentment. You haven't overcome that obstacle. You haven't let it go. You're living in fear. And now you have trust issues. And now you don't trust this new person. But this person has nothing to do with the person that cheated on you. It's very difficult to let go. You not letting go is bringing more violence and more aggression to your life. Not forgiving someone is like making poison, but then you drink it yourself. You've constructed the poison yourself, and by you not forgiving this individual, harboring resentment against this individual, you think that's having an effect on them. It's not having any sort of effect. I keep telling this to family members and friends, and I appreciate it's easier said than done, but you harboring resentment is you creating this poison, and then you ultimately drink it yourself. It's giving you more damage than good. You have to learn to forgive. You have to learn to let go, because now you're transferring that anger to the next person that you're dating, the next person that you're seeing. Their bad actions that has caused you distress is a reflection of their bad character. It has nothing to do with you. It has utterly nothing to do with you. Now, of course, I always say on this channel, it's important that as gentlemen that you take responsibility and accountability for almost everything in your life. Even if deep down you believe it's not your fault, doesn't matter, take responsibility. Because I say that because it liberates you. It gives you accountability. It gives you that sense of, okay, where can I improve? You stop playing the victim mindset. It's very important. You won't ever become successful in life or successful in a specific craft if you continuously point the finger, if you continuously blame people. Because what's the easy solution? I'll just blame him because it's easier than looking in the mirror. I'll just blame him because he's an idiot. That's not always the case. That's solving nothing. Successful people are solution orientated. They don't look outwards for solutions or problems. They don't focus on the problems. The problem is there. Look for solutions. How can you overcome this hurdle? And I suffered for so long regarding this. I suffered for so long because I was harboring resentment against people about specific situations and scenarios that took place. You constantly live in fear. You constantly live in fear, but you have to learn to let go, because then you can't express yourself authentically because you're fearful that you might get hurt again. But it's a reflection of their character. It has nothing to do with you. The best thing you can possibly do is say, right, that was the past. We can't change anything about that. In the future, I'm going to carry on doing what I was doing because this is the person I am. I'm not going to let bad people change my character. And Bob Proctor famously said that what's happened in the past is in the past. Don't let the past determine your future. You may have been labelled as a lazy, arrogant individual that never works hard, that's never dedicated. But just because you may have been that in the past, it doesn't define who you are. It doesn't define your future. Just because you've been like that for the last 5 years, it doesn't mean that that's the person that you're going to be for the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years. There have been studies and scans that have been performed on the brain over the last 2 decades, over 2 decades, where it has significantly improved and shown that our brains can change. Just because you've developed traits and characteristics, that you can change as a person. That has been scientifically proven. Go and look up the studies. It's been done by credible reports, credible scientists. You can. Is it easy? Absolutely not. But that's the only solution. The solution isn't harboring resentment, not forgiving the individual, cursing all the time, because you're bringing hatred to yourself. And that's going to start changing your character in a negative way. It's going to make it harder to build trust in people, to make friendships, to build relationships. You only live one life. You have to let things go. How dare you let that individual affect the person you're going to become, or affect your good nature or your goodwill? Imagine you had £86,000 roughly, but I took £100 away from you. Let's say I stole £100 away from you. Would you chuck the other £85,900 away? Of course you wouldn't. It's the same thing. There are approximately, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, about 86,000 seconds, roughly. I don't know the exact number, but I think it's roughly around there. If someone pisses you off for 100 seconds, are you going to throw the entire day away? Some people do. Some people do. Some people let some random individual that doesn't pay their bills, that couldn't care less about them, that isn't even in their circle, say an insult or a derogatory comment, and that affects them for so long, it kills the rest of their day. You've just thrown your entire day because this imbecile decided to insult you. Do you know how inane that is? How preposterous that is? You cannot live in fear. You cannot let these people dictate your feelings and emotions and affect your future actions. You cannot allow it to happen. You have to put an end to it. You have to say, look, this is the person that I am. Anything that goes wrong, I take responsibility. I take accountability. I'm not going to let this person affect the person that I am or affect my future actions. And I'm going to perform my best and enter into things with a positive attitude and go in there with the mindset of being fearful. Don't be intimidated. Don't be scared. You have nothing to be scared about. You walk in there straight back, head held high, chin up. You walk in there, you maintain eye contact, and you get the job done. Whether it's an interview, a job, a meeting, whatever it is, a business that you're starting, you're going to have rejections. There's going to be hardship and adversity. That's part and parcel. It's part and parcel what's going to happen. The outcome, the success, that's solely down to you. It's how you react to certain things. I've mentioned this point before. If you change the way that you analyze a situation, if you change the way you look at something, what you look at suddenly changes. So think of any bad scenario possible. Think of, let's say you've been made redundant. Let's say you've lost your job. Let's take person A, person B. Person A has just lost his job, has been made redundant. He goes home, he's in a frenzy, he's panicking. He's in absolute and utter distress, he's distraught. Oh my God, I lost my job. How am I going to pay my bills? Tears are streaming down his face. He's angry, he smashes things. He's very fearful of what's going to happen. He doesn't know what to do. Person B, same scenario, exactly the same situation. He's been made redundant. He goes home. He's calm. He analyzes his next move. Rather than focusing on the problem, he's solution orientated. Okay, I've lost my job, but millions of people lose their jobs all the time. It's part of life. These things can happen. What can I do next? Where does my skills and expertise lie? What would I like to do in terms of a career path? How am I going to pay the bills? Okay, he keeps asking the logical, rational questions. The rational questions. And then immediately gets to job hunting. Immediately on the laptop, on the computer, on the phone. He's already making phone calls. He's already contacting recruiters. He's already contacting his friends about vacancies and job opportunities. He's on the laptop. He's on the computer, job hunting, different websites. Could he do this job? Right, interview lined up next week. That individual is solution orientated. He doesn't let the past get in the way. He doesn't let scenarios stop him. He's not fearful. He's fearless. That's the difference. He doesn't live in fear. He gets on with it. He understands that these situations can happen to anyone. Look, it goes back to what I said. Change the way you look at something and what you look at changes. It's completely how you analyze it. Do you view the glass half empty or do you view the glass half full? The way you view it is completely down to you. It's completely down to you. It's not down to anyone else. It's not down to your parents, your siblings, your friends, your business partner. It's completely down to you. It's completely down to you. It's your attitude and it's your mindset. It will always come down to it. That is what separates successful people from people that don't make it. That is just, it has been proven time and time and time again. Time and time again. Do not live in fear. Go things in a fearless manner. Be brave about certain things. So hopefully you've benefited from that. Hopefully you've gained value from that video. If you have, consider subscribing, hit the bell notification, smash the like button, comment down below your thoughts and opinions, and I'll see all of you guys for my next video. Peace.